show. I hope you're ready to go. I literally was like, what shall I talk about today? I was like, literally all technology has like been playing up for me. And I was like, is spirit having its way with me? Or am I being told to just let the universe take charge of today? Which is really interesting because if you've seen me yesterday, or if you watched yesterday's Boss Queen TV, I did talk about how, it was a really cool idea to start this week's to start this week's week. Intention, goals, clarity, by releasing and forgiving a resentment and letting go of whatever got you still somewhat in a bit of a stuck mode. And yeah, of course, I teach what I experience myself. And I was like, yeah, let's tune into that a bit more. And then I ended up last night just bawling my eyes out. Bawling my eyes out, just doing a lot of forgiving and feeling really sad. And I was like, what the heck is going on? It just kind of came out of nowhere. Like I knew obviously I wanted to do a bit more receiving, a bit more releasing work. Let me just share that in the group. And then, and then I just got struck by this absolute sadness. It was crazy, but not crazy, And then today I was like, I don't know how I feel about all of this today. And then like literally, let me just get rid of this. And then literally, like it's just a bit of an interesting day today. Like, see, I'm not even with my words. I'm like, maybe I should just pack up for today and not do anything. And then I thought, no, let's not take the easy way out. And it's not about making it hard neither. But I thought, you know what? Something cool will come from this. I know that. And then I thought, stop it. Let me share this story in another group. What's going on? It's driving me freaking crazy. Just calm your farm, Sabrina. Calm your farm. Okay. And then I thought, you know what? Let's go live anyway. So it's probably a bit of a different flow, a bit of a different energy, but it's just me, people. I just got to give you me. I don't have to, but I intend to give you me, all of me, 'cause all of me loves all of me. Yeah, right? Oh, here we are. Maybe slowly coming back into the flow of things. We know that we're singing. It's just my thing. I'm owning it. And so, okay. So then I thought, well, you know what? Let's talk about this. Stop being so hard on yourself. Because I guess that's maybe a part of what happened last night. Just kind of getting into the whole forgiveness and releasing. And I kind of got a little bit into the frustration of a couple of things. And a bit annoyed at a few people. And probably a bit annoyed at myself. And annoyed at, the process sometimes. And just getting caught up then in my head and being annoyed. And I was like, And then I just did a big release. And I had a big cry. And then as I was sitting there and just being literally lying on my bed, whatever. And just releasing and just sitting there. Then I just had a couple of epiphanies about releasing control and letting the universe do its thing. And I was like, And then literally I was like, righto, then just show me the magic. And this morning I was like, okay, it's a brand new day. Let's create magic today. Angels, guides, masters, what would you like me to know today? And then literally I got a couple of so freaking clear messages. The first one being, arise. It's time, out of the old into the new, like fully surrendering and letting go that you are ready to rise. It is your time to step up. And I was like, yep, again, just when you kind of go through a massive upgrade and you kind of banging your head against the wall and you kind of like smooth sailing, it's like, nope, more expansion happening. And then the other card, and then I got my angel book, it's on my desk right now. And it was about just letting God do its work. Like you put your order in, you know what you want, it's delivered, and now just, you know, try and enjoy the process. And my bestie pretty much told me that last night too. She's like, can you just go back to enjoying the process and breathing and just relaxing? It's all happening for you. It's all unveiling. It's all in perfect divine order. I was like, that's what I would tell my clients. And thank you for having such a good friend. And so with that, and I thought, well, let's just tune that, let's turn that into content for you. And so then I thought, how can I make this that it's something for you, not forcing it to anything, like not making it as enforcing it, but, you know, turning my content into content for you, or my experiences into something for you. And I thought, how about we talk about stop being so hard on yourself, right? And I wrote 3 things down. Accept and acknowledge where you are. Number 2, forgive yourself. We did talk about this a little bit yesterday. And then number 3, move the fuck on, because everything else is just getting you stuck in the past, okay? And so it kind of makes perfect sense. And so that's really what I'd like to pass on to you today, is to understand that, hey, you know what? No matter where you are, it is always about the process. And sometimes, you know, the process can feel like it's taking too long, or maybe you're not where you want to be, and it's kind of like annoying. And, you know, sometimes it's like you're tripping up, even though you're like, how am I tripping up? And, you know, everything seems to be completely aligned and in order, and still something does not seem to add up. And, you know, and as I say, you can have like, I had the best day, like the best day. And then just last night, it's like, as I'm winding down, hello, darling, I literally just got this, hang on. Didn't we talk about forgiveness today? We got to do some forgiving here. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, right? So feeling all the feels, did a big release. It's so interesting, and so important. So, right? So if you haven't watched yesterday, do watch yesterday. I do go and talk about forgiveness a lot more. But I guess, you know, like anything else, I get that, you know, we have big dreams, big ambitions, and make sure that they obviously come from a place of truth and soul and love, and they're in alignment, and you're not chasing something that's actually not in integrity with you or in complete soul alignment, because that definitely can make things a little harder. And then now and then, kind of just check in, you know, it's like that whole checking in with yourself. And as you said, sometimes perhaps you're not fully showing up, or you've done a couple of things or whatever, or you're just feeling like the process isn't moving as fast or whatever. Like it just happens now sometimes, because you are human. Like you can be completely in surrender mode. You can be completely into, listen, I'm in the flow. I'm just doing my thing. What feels good. Thank you. And just trusting and just being. And then sometimes the human experience comes in and goes, well, actually, hang on a minute. What the fuck is going on here? And why am I not like where I want to be? And you know. And so if that happens, just honor it, accept it, you know, acknowledge it. Don't push it down. Don't numb it with food or alcohol or distraction or scrolling on Facebook or whatever. Don't drown it. Don't like dull it or dull it down, right? And definitely don't you know, push it down, push it away, because you can't push it away. It will come up, man. It will come up like a sneaky mofo. And interesting that I guess some of the control stuff has come up, because I realized for me that I was still using food a lot as a measure of trying to control shit. And that's got me so, and now I'm like, I'm not surprised that it came up yesterday, because I decided to do another 8-week cleanse and, you know, shift the rest of the weight. And I was like, oh, yeah, that whole thing with food. Interesting. Control. Okay. So we're releasing, right? So have the awareness, understand that, you know, you are a human, you know, I mean, you are energy and a soul having a human experience, and you can do the best and be the best in your beautiful, energetic way, and just be completely open to receive and in flow and creating and receiving and doing and having fun and all these beautiful things. And then though, right, don't forget that if you are not there where you want to be, aka if you have the ambition to become $1 million queen and you are not $1 million queen, chances are you're resisting it. So there's more work to be done, more things to tune into, more forgiveness, more releasing, more fine tuning, for aligning, for more opening up, dialing up the abundance. Like it is just the way it is, okay? So if you're feeling a bit in the funk, own it, accept it, acknowledge it, don't push it away. That's the first thing. Number two, obviously forgive yourself, or forgive the person, forgive the situation. Just forgive and just love yourself where you are now. Accept and love yourself where you are now. You know, at the end of the day, like, you could have done something. I mean, you could have, like, not that I did it, but, you know, like, whatever. If you just ended up, like, I don't know, like, even if you said, oh, you know what, I'm going to eat super healthy, and then you ended up eating food that wasn't on the menu, or, you know, you're like, oh, I'm going to do a Facebook Live and I'm going to sell my new program, and you didn't do it, or you wanted to put a post up and you didn't do it. Like, you know what, just release that shit. Just love yourself where you are now. Understand that, you know, just because you didn't do it yesterday does not mean you are a bad person, doesn't mean you don't get to receive. You can just literally change it up right now. Right now, in this very moment. Anything else will keep you stuck to the past. And if you keep being stuck to the past, you're going to be more anxious about the future, and you're only going to recreate, beautiful butterfly, recreate, right, and repeat the old identity patterns. Does it make sense? You're only ever going to repeat based on the old identity. So give yourself some slack. Stop being hard on yourself. This was the message to myself this morning. Stop being hard on yourself, girl. Like, what the fuck? And I'm like, hey. But now and then, you know, I still get I still do it. I really do. I just have very high standards. I do. Very high standards. Perhaps maybe higher than other people, but I don't care about that. I care about the standards, like, you know, to myself. And so, you know, that does not mean, though, that you have to be hard on yourself, or you got to judge yourself. Au contraire, mon ami. Au contraire, mon ami, right? That means on the flip side, my friend, right? Just love and honor where you are right now, trusting that actually, if you tune into the present moment, there is no such thing as any fucking problem. There's no problems. Absolutely not. There may be some challenges or some circumstances or perhaps some obstacles, but there are no problems. Honestly, there are no problems right now. If you're fully present, de-identify from the mind. You're not your mind. You're your soul. Look around. You're breathing. You've got 2 hands, 2 feet. Probably got a fridge full of food. You've got internet. Got a laptop. Got a phone. Seriously, you've got a couch. You've got clothes in your bag. Like, seriously. You don't have problems. You do not have problems. You're just being an impatient mofo. It's like I'm talking to myself, just being an impatient mofo, right? And that's okay. You can honor that too, and you can accept it, and you can just then move the fuck on. You don't have to get like stuck into that, right? You can just be like, okay, I'm having a moment of being an impatient mofo, which basically means I don't believe in the abundance. I believe that maybe there isn't enough time. Maybe there aren't enough people. Maybe there isn't enough opportunity. Maybe there aren't enough chances. Maybe there are not enough right clients out there, right? Like, seriously, it's okay. Release it. Release it. Because even releasing the people and releasing the potential clients, release them. Open yourself up for the right aligned queens, okay? Like, even my money queen challenge right now, how many people decide not to stay on in a group where they had massive epic value, massive breakthroughs? I'm going to continue to receive additional coaching support, and still people going, nah, no thank you. I'm like, duh. Like, that to me was yesterday. I just did not understand that. Because I'm like, well, if you're not where you want to be and you're not making the money that you want to make, then what? And you already got so great value out of this, why are you not staying? Oh, because all of a sudden it's like $100 to invest in you, and that's all of a sudden a bit hard. I'm like, seriously, if you don't have $100 to invest in you, that's when you definitely need to turn up the shit and like make some changes, you know? So anyway, release. It is not my responsibility. I'm not chasing people. If people can't see the value of investing $100 in, you know, tuning and up-leveling their manifestation abilities and want to make more money, it is not up to me, people. And instead, I'm calling in the people who absolutely get it, right? So, not sure why I kind of dropped that in, but hey, if you want to be a part of that 21-day challenge, you've got to Friday to join us, okay? It's less than $100 to absolutely, for 21 days, get epic content and skills, tools, and tricks on really how to tune into your manifestation abilities and upgrade that money mindset. So if you want to be part of it, if you don't want to be that person who goes, oh, I don't have $100 to spend, I'm like, well, that's exactly why you need to spend $100 on yourself, because $100 is fuck all these days. Like, Jesus, you just leave the house, get groceries, and $100 are gone, right? So anyway, if you want to be part of that, you got to Friday, because then next week something else is coming, and it's going to be ridiculous. Now you have to be in my group. I'm going to now go in my group, and I'm going to let them know what I'm doing next week. It's going to be a free challenge. You do not want to miss that out. You definitely don't want to miss that out, especially not if you're someone who's been quite impatient about getting the results that they've been getting. Okay, so hashtag want to make 10K months and more. You may want to be in that group. Okay, free challenge coming next week. And that's pretty much it. Like, understand you're a human. Understand, not every day it's about the woo. Sometimes it's more about the and you feel like and it's okay. Whatever that means, or whatever you make that mean. And so, I'm sharing from the goodness of my heart that sometimes, I let it get to me. I get to hard on myself. I get sometimes frustrated about people, and I'm like, sometimes I get frustrated about certain things, and then I release it and I tune in, and I'm like, why does that matter? What's going on here? And I accept it. I acknowledge it. I give myself some love, and then I get the lesson and I go, oh, thank you, and I give myself space to integrate it, and then I move the fuck on, So this afternoon, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to go with the flow and see whatever feels like I want to be doing, having had a bit of an epiphany last night and this morning. And so then we'll just go with the flow and see what happens, knowing that that is perfectly aligned, perfectly divine, whatever that feels like. It might be like, oh, I might want to smash it a new sales page for, the new program, or I might actually be lying out in a pool reading a book, or going out in, I don't know, whatever. Just go with the flow, right? So hopefully you got some value out of that, right? Remember, accept and acknowledge where you are. Understand you are still human. You're allowed to have moments, melting moments, butt-heading moments, frustration, all those things. It's totally fine. Accept, acknowledge, but don't fucking push them away. Instead, lean into them. Understand what is the message behind it. Release it. Forgive yourself. Honor it. And then guess what? Let it integrate. Have that aha, and then move the fuck on. Otherwise, you're going to stay stuck in the past, okay? So that's it from my end. Thank you for letting me share that with you. As I said, a bit of a different feel today, because, it's me. It's me. Authenticity is key, right? Especially in my world. So hopefully you got some value. If you got questions or want to talk about this in a bit more depth, then of course come into my Facebook group, the Rising Queen Collective, which is all about money mindset and magic manifestation for the boss queens out there who also know that at the end of today, it is blending the three together, right? The money mindset, the magic manifestation, aka energy, and of course with a dazzle of the soul-led strategy, because just trust me, you've got to go out there and do the do, okay? And so come over into the group. Let's talk about this, what's coming up for you. Remember to show the fuck up, people. Show the fuck up. Talk about this. You've got to talk about this. Don't hide. Stop hiding. Stop hiding, okay? And of course, if you're kind of being, if you want to get better results in your business, aka you're kind of sick and tired of hiding, and you want to start to shine a little more, then you definitely want to be in that group, because next week an epic challenge is coming, and I'm going to go into my group now and we'll let them know what's going down. So sending you so much love. Have an amazing day. And remember, in order to manifest the magic, you've got to become the magic yourself first.